Hello everyone. My name is Wendy Close and I am the founder of Goals to Life, and I am so excited to be with you today and talk about goal setting. There's a lot of different things that I want to address, and I'm here to answer any questions that you guys might have regarding what it's like to build a goal plan, how to execute with ease, and how to have accountability to achieve. So I wanted to share with you a couple of things. I'm going to show you some information to kind of tell you what is Goals to Life. A lot of people have heard me talk about it and mention, goals to life. Yes, we do want to bring your goals to life. It's not that I am a life planning coach in any way, shape, or form. I am actually someone who has developed an online platform for productivity and wellness. So I would like to share with you that it is a productivity and wellness online platform that will support growth while also bridging the gap between goals set and goals achieved. What's super exciting is that it's a way now where you can track, you can measure and execute both, not just your professional, but also your personal goals to improve your overall well-being. Our mission at Goals to Life is to help individuals trade their fatigue for fulfillment and overwhelm for outcome by bringing their goals to life. So I know all those professionals out there, Goals to Life isn't just about professional success, which a lot of people think, oh, when I set a goal, it's going to be a professional goal. It's designed to ensure that everybody has a life of harmony across all areas. So we want people to maintain harmony across all areas of life. With having a goal without a plan is just a wish. So people can say, I have a goal to do this, but if there's no plan, it's just a wish. And with Goals to Life, we don't want it to be a wish. We want to make sure that you have the education and the clarity and the ideas needed so you can achieve. And most important is having that alignment of your time and priorities. We want organization and structure and complete convenience and accurate visibility. And most of all, in order to have long-term success, you need to be able to have the momentum and sustainability. And that's through a lot of the accountability. So we want to help you eliminate any distractions and focus on what matters most. So why have a plan? Okay, a lot of people wonder. So if you're curious on why it's important to have a plan, if why it's important to have a plan, it will give you direction. It will boost your motivation. It will also help you organize time. It will strengthen your commitment. When you actually have a plan, you're more committed. It reduces stress because you're not just thinking about it. You're actually feeling like I have a plan in place, so it reduces the stress. It helps you track progress and build confidence and also improve your focus. So why have a goal system? If you don't have a system or a process and you have a goal and nothing's written down, it's tough because you can't manage what you don't measure. So you need to have goals, strategies, actions in order to actually receive the outcome that you're desiring. With Goals to Life, I want you to know it is a life goal plan for every season of life and every season of the year. We want to help people develop a life goal plan to take action and create the life that you've always wanted, to achieve fulfillment, wholeness, and most importantly, leave behind that possibility of a life filled of regrets. So we understand the struggle is real. A lot of times when you're an entrepreneur like myself, it's hard. You feel very disconnected and overwhelmed. Sometimes you feel like, oh gosh, there's no community. I'm alone doing what I'm doing. You don't have that maybe say mentorship or the challenges that you need and someone to actually be alongside you. So it is really important that you do find that community. And if you feel like you're juggling everything solo without support, it is hard. I understand. I completely understand. And if you have blurred boundaries, like you're always on and sacrificing your personal priorities, or you're neglecting relationships and health because you're doing for others and not for yourself, it does make it extremely difficult to be able to prioritize what matters most for you when you're putting other people first. Juggling too many things, in this life right now, there's so many competing priorities. And so I just really want to encourage you to understand that when you have a goal, if you don't have time for it, then it's not really a priority. So we need to make sure that if you're setting a goal, that you make it a priority and that you're basically focusing on that, and you're not taking all these other things that don't matter as much and doing that. And we want to make sure that you're getting rid of that mental fatigue and the lack of focus and the energy drain. And then lacking the work-life balance, or I would say work-life harmony. Work-life balance is really, really hard. So, when you're sitting here talking about like, how am I going to maintain doing all these things at work and also taking care of my personal self? That is really important because we don't want your health and well-being to take a backseat to your job. So I know a lot of you may hear me talk about goal getters. Are you a goal getter? Or are you a goal setter? We don't want you just setting a goal or even just thinking of a goal and never setting it. So what I want to teach you today is that goal setters, when they're ready to take action, they just get stuck in the planning process and they get stuck taking action. But if you're actually a goal getter, you'll consistently take action with intention. It is so exciting for us to be able to look at that. Now, the next thing is focus. Now, if you are a goal setter, you struggle to execute the plan and it's really difficult. So when you are a goal getter, you take action and it will actually bring results. If you were to go in and say, for example, look at the consistency of how consistent are the goal setters, it's tough because they start off super strong, but they lose momentum. And then with the consistency of goal getters, it's like, okay, it's not a problem because they stay committed. And on top of it, they're super disciplined. Now, if you're a goal setter and you're like, I set a goal, but I really don't know how to goal get, how are you going to handle the challenges? Usually the goal setters will procrastinate, they'll have doubts, and they'll have fears. But when you're a goal getter, guess what? You take it on. You're like, I'm going to face this obstacle and I'm going to problem solve. I'm going to go in solution driven and I am going to find a way to reach this goal. When it comes to accountability, which accountability is everything, guys, is to understand that when you set goals and you don't actually go out and do action, you will lack that motivation, that self-motivation within yourself and the discipline that's needed to actually achieve your goal. But when you actually put yourself into thinking, I am going to be a goal getter, you'll use your self-discipline and you'll also use the systems and resources around to help you. And when it comes down to it, you look at it and go, okay, well, what are the results of a goal setter? We always say, like, let's set goals. Great, let's do it. But after you set them, what do you got to do? You got to go get them. And so you don't want to be somebody that gets the results of just having ideas with no follow through, like a goal setter. You actually want to go be a goal getter and achieve your goals through execution. So I want you to know that there is a way for you to get empowered and with the life skill of goal planning. So you can get empowered by saying, look, I want to take control over my life. I want to have the control. And you do that by learning how to properly goal plan. That will get you on the path to growth, success, and resilience. Because a life without a goal plan will definitely end up with missed opportunities, uncertainty, and lack of progress. So we want you to understand how to become a goal getter and unlock your full potential. So how to be a goal getter? You take immediate action. You don't just start. You don't just plan, you start, excuse me. So yeah, you don't just plan. You don't just set the goal. You actually start it by doing action. And then another way is to break down your goals. You can't just say, hey, I want this. Great. You got to break it down. Yeah, it takes work, but anything, amazing that's worth having is going to take some work. So you need to make sure that your goals are actionable with small and measurable steps. And then staying accountable. So how do you stay accountable? We need a way, and that's by tracking progress and getting an accountability partner or using a system like Goals to Life. How do you overcome obstacles as a goal getter? You'll then view failures as a learning experience and not as a roadblock. And you're like, okay, what can I learn from this? And how can I be better next time? And then to stay consistent. We know consistency is everything. So we know that motivation can easily fade. But if you have that discipline and you understand that why, and you have the habits to keep you moving you forward, you're definitely going to keep going and you'll turn into a goal getter. And that means you'll be getting your goals. So what I want to ask you is with Goals to Life, we ask people to basically take a full look at all the areas of their life and figure out what areas need the most nourishment. And once you figure that out, that's what goal you start trying to get, you set and go get. Next, we work on one goal at a time and start to see progress. And then you add another and another. And hopefully by the end of the year, you can see progress in all areas of your life. These are the 8 areas that Goals to Life focuses on. And I'm wondering if you guys all look at this now, if you're like, okay, wow, I could really improve in this area. I want to see progress in this area. So we have relational goals, mental health, spiritual, financial, personal, physical, professional, and educational. Now that's looking at a person as a whole. We want people to basically look at their life and say, look, I am not defined by one of these areas. We want you to take baby steps to improve in all these areas of your life. That way you will find full fulfillment and you will not look back and say, I regret not looking into this area or improving in this area, and realize that there was compromise made and that there were consequences for that with relationships, with your health, with your finances. So we want you looking at all these areas. In relational goals, we want you to have deepened relationships, enhanced communication, and positive interactions. In our system, we have a bunch of ideas. People get stuck, guys. So if you ever get stuck and you're like, I don't know what to do, or what's my goal, or how am I going to set this? We have over 60,000 data points within our system built in and AI guidance to help you understand exactly the plan, the recipe for success to improving in those areas of your life. Professional goals. That would be any professional growth and development, or finding out like that work-life harmony or balance, as we would say, and job performance and satisfaction. So if you are looking for a career goal, there are different templates we have for different industries, and I would love for you to check it out in our Goals to Life platform. If you are struggling and you have anxiety or stress, or you have some form of depression, or you're looking to set boundaries or improve in different areas for you to do self-care, we want to help you boost your mental health and help you develop cognitive skills and promote positive emotional states so you can show up better in life. So the mental health goals is definitely another area. Again, we have a lot of goal templates, as you could see here in our system. Educational goals. So a lot of us should always want to keep learning. Learning is so important. We want you to gain knowledge and develop and refine skills and cultivate critical thinking and problem solving. So that's something, consider. Can I grow? Can I learn more? We always can learn more. I'm learning every day. It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are. We always need to be open to learning. Then you have this, as you see, learning, we have all these different goals, and we are constantly putting more goal templates in there for you to expand different ways to improve in areas of your life. We have your personal goals. These are the things I love. We always forget. We're like doing all the things to make us better, but what are we doing to celebrate? Like, I know people don't always say like, oh, not everyone has a bucket list item, but what do you really want? What do you want to celebrate? You need to celebrate your progress. You need to celebrate your success. You need to take time to do the things that you really bring you joy and passion, whether or not be a hobby that you've always wanted to do, or go back to something that you learned when you were younger, or that you've always wanted to as you were young to learn as you get older. You want to celebrate achievements. You want to learn new things, like something that you've always wanted. And those are your personal goals. Especially like those hobbies. Like if you love gardening, make time for it. If you love going to concerts, I love concerts. I don't know how many of you love concerts, but concert is definitely a way that fills my bucket. So think about those things and think about what are you wanting to do in 2025. Okay, physical goals. Your physical goals are things that will boost your strength. We all need strength. We need to build endurance, improve flexibility, and your nutritional foundation. So key. So if that's something that you're looking to do, let's definitely take that into consideration, because I think that's the foundation of everything, is making sure that you are taking care of yourself first, and that you are, if you don't take care of yourself and you don't have your health, you have nothing. So you got to make sure that you are in good health. These are all the health templates that we have that you can use. It's a lot of great ideas in here. So financial goals, well, we all want to save more. We want to learn to budget. We want to invest, and we want to plan for the future and have those goals put in place. So I would just say, if you don't have any of these goals set up, think about it, because it's definitely something that we have to set ourselves up for the future and start thinking about today, because little decisions can make really positive movements in your future. As you can see, we have financial goals here. Right there, you can see the templates. And then last but not least is our spiritual goals. And our spiritual goals is exploring your meaning on what your purpose is, finding a way to feel inspired by serving and giving to others, and cultivating inner peace and harmony. Spiritual goals are here, as you can see. And now that we know that we have all those goals, we are saying, how can I set that goal and then execute with purpose and go from being a goal setter to being a goal getter? So once you set, it's time to go get. And this is our process, guys. It's like create, execute, achieve, and then sustain. And we want it just going and keep going, because for every season of life, your goals are going to change. You're going to have different challenges. You're going to have different priorities. And you're going to say, okay, now what do I need to create a plan for? How am I going to implement this in this season of my life? Then once you achieve it, you're like, how do I keep this momentum up? And we have the system and the process to help you. What we do is, in order to go get your goals, because the stats are so low on people achieving goals and we want to increase. Our goal is to get out there and increase the statistics on how many people will actually achieve their goals. The first thing to do is just to make sure that your goal plan is aligned with your calendar. So are your goals, your priorities, intentions on your calendar? Because if they're not on your calendar, it's not going to happen. Because what's not on your calendar, good luck. You're going to forget. It's going to get filled with something else or something that's not as productive or as meaningful. Next thing would be track and measure. So do you have a way to track and measure your goals? Because if you track your actions with accuracy and you're tracking on the go, you'll be able to measure to gain awareness on what's working well and not. Time is everything. And if you're wasting time doing something that's not bringing you the results you want, that is a huge bummer, because we want to make sure that your time is being used wisely. And last but not least is to be accountable. You know, you being accountable to yourself and having ownership will bring the outcome, and accountability will add the motivation. So with Goals to Life, if you do those three things, which our system is completely created for, is doing these three things, it will bring the awareness, the growth, the harmony, the wellness, the fulfillment, and the results. So if you look at those three components that I just shared with you, let me tell you the wonderful statistics. So it says increase your chances to achieve. Okay, so if you add your goals, your priorities, your intentions to your calendar, your chances to achieve will go up by 80%. And then if you were to go in and just track and measure, your chances would increase by 50%. And then when you're accountable to your goals and commitments, it's a whopping 95%. So accountability is so important. So imagine doing even just 1, 2, or all 3. Do you think you're going to achieve your goals? Absolutely, you will achieve your goals. So I want you to tell you a little bit about how it works. You want to know what Goals to Life is? It is an online platform. It's a web app. It's going to be on the App Store here in another week or 2. It has strategy and action plans, which you need, has so many robust templates and AI guidance, which is so helpful in today's world. It's an on-the-go system. Everybody's doing a lot, right? So we want real-time progress tracking, we want measurable results, and we want live and shared reporting to your accountability partner. It has calendar integration. We integrate with Gmail and Outlook, which makes it great so you can manage your time better. It has time block generators and goal alignment. And then there's a component of our community. So there's the community side of things where there is accountability through community, connections to experts and challenges, and it has educational resources. It has expert-led courses, panels, and events, along with strategy and action success tips. Last but not least, we do not want you just setting a goal for 1 year and not reviewing, resetting, and rewarding. We want you to check in every season, every quarter, however that looks, and say, okay, what were my outcomes from what I did? Then you're saying, okay, if that didn't work, I need to adjust my plan, or I need to learn or improve in those areas. And then what I want you to do is look at what you did make progress on and celebrate and reward yourself. So that is exactly how Goals to Life is created. It is a platform, it is a system, and it also is a community. So this is what our system looks like. It's super exciting. It's colorful. We've got our time blocking. We've got all the different goals. We have dashboards. We have productivity planners. We have all different ways to keep you on task so you can actually live a life of fulfillment and start planning and executing and achieving your goals. So I'm wondering if anybody has any questions. I'm here for you. I know that Goals to Life is definitely an amazing place for you to tap into creating the life you've always dreamed of. And we are here for you. So any questions that you might have, please reach out to us. Click on the link below and find a way where you can actually join Goals to Life and sign up today. And just so you know, we are passionate about making a movement of actually increasing the statistics of people achieving their goals. And we can do that through a process and a system at Goals to Life. Thank you so much, and look forward to helping you guys achieve your goals this year.